This video is for people who are familiar with the phrase rock bottom. All right, so what I want to get at is to say, if you yourself feel like you have hit rock bottom, or you have recently hit rock bottom where you just like had nothing left and you just like gave up, like you finally just like released the point of like trying to control, change, whatever, you're like in an acceptance phase, but also rock bottom meaning like it could be a really low point for yourself. Like this is going to be for visual people too. If you imagine like rock bottom, when I think of like rock bottom, I like think of like a grave almost, like not even like surface level, like you are now at the very bottom, like it's like, because right, you've been digging a hole and now you can only go so far. So like imagine that there's like a hole beneath the ground and now you've hit rock bottom, and that's the lowest you can go. Well, in order to, once you hit rock bottom, you could have the ability to just spring and get back to like surface ground and then start to rebuild up, right? But after you hit rock bottom, the process that needs to take place is you need to go into rebuilding phase, right? And think of it like, if you truly like actually were to have hit rock bottom, you're at the bottom, you're underneath the ground, you're not even level with the surface. You have to be able to climb back out. Climbing back out might look like still scary, still dark, still unknown, because you haven't reached the surface yet, right? So you've hit rock bottom, which is great, and now you're like on a trajectory out. Well, that out phase, even though you could have all the motivation, desire, inspiration, you're still climbing out of that. But then you get to surface ground, like level ground. Now you're like, oh my God, I can actually breathe up here. But there's still like work that needs to get done, okay? Right? So now your job is to rebuild the foundation. That's what's below ground, right? And then once the foundation is all settled, I'm here to tell you that your foundation is repaired when you climb out of the hole, because you've learned the lessons, you figured out, you already got to the bottom. And now when you're climbing out, you're filling in the gaps. You're creating that solid foundation because you are emerging as new, right? And that when you get to the ground, you are remerging as new. The person that went into the hole is not the same person that's coming out of the hole. Okay, so congratulations. You should be really freaking proud of yourself, or you should be really proud of the family members in your life who have hit rock bottom and pulled themselves out. And not because they're walking around as perfect, whole, complete, in the sense that now they have something to show for it. Anybody who has literally gone down a rabbit hole or gotten themselves stuck and is actively making small steps to improve themselves, requires immense strength, because when you finally get to rock bottom, you're actually so exhausted. You're so drained of your life force because of all of the energy that has expended, all of the connections that were severed in that process, all of the hard times, all of the pain, all of the everything, all took you to rock bottom. So I'm just telling you that when you've hit rock bottom, it is celebration. If you have recently can look back over the events of your life, within, like, maybe it was yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, maybe it was a month ago, maybe it was a year ago. And if you're feeling like you can breathe again, but you're like, okay, but still I'm not that far. If you're breathing and have clarity of mind and have optimism and have somewhat of a plan of where you want to go with your life, you're on solid ground now. And so you should be so proud of yourself, and you should be celebrating, because climbing out of the hole was such a battle as well. And you can only go up from here. You can only build up from here. You don't have to go back into the hole to figure it all out again, because guess what? Congratulations, you did it. So I know that this message was for somebody. Make sure you follow me for some extra tips, and keep shining your light, because the world needs it. Take care.